Welcome to the James Jerome Sports Complex here in Sudbury, Ontario for quarterfinal number 2 of the OCAA 2017 Women's Soccer Provincials. We saw the St. Clair Saints fall 1-0 to the Humber Hawks in quarterfinal number 1, a repeat from the 2016 provincial quarterfinals. We find Humber as the first team in the quarterfinals today. Now we've got FANSHAWE Falcons taking on the Durham Lords. Durham, third seed from the Eastern Division, 7-3-2 record this season, while the FANSHAWE Falcons were the first place team from the Western Division, 7-1-2 on the season. But the Falcons haven't won a game since they started the year 7-0, despite only conceding 3 goals all season. Durham played in the crossovers to reach this game with a 4-0 victory over Sheridan College. The Lords haven't lost a game in their last 6 matches or the month of October. 0 goals allowed in the last 3 games, 12 goals scored for. My name's Noah Vout. I'm here with Brian Ashton today on the mic. Thanks for joining me again, Brian, for game number 2. What's going to be a key to success for either of these clubs today?
Well, you know, it's always nice if you get an early goal. We'll definitely settle players in, but you know, it's getting a little chilly now. It's a little cooler than it was earlier. You know, they got to keep warm and hopefully get that first goal.
Yeah, the sun's tucked in behind the clouds once again. Nearly time for quarterfinal number 2. We have the FANSHAWE Falcons wearing red and white, the Durham Lords in the green kits today. Both talented teams, a lot of high-scoring teams in this tournament. The top 14 goal scorers across Ontario Collegiate Women's Soccer this year attending this tournament between the 8 teams. Sherry Ewell, number 22 for FANSHAWE, definitely a threat, led her team and the Eastern Division in scoring this year. You're going to expect to see the ball on her foot quite a bit in this game. Come down to what Durham's able to do defensively. We'll have a coin toss here to see who gets first possession. Winner of this game moves on to face the Humber Hawks. The loser will go to the consolation round against the St. Clair Saints. We're just minutes away from kickoff here. Special thanks to Bel Air Direct for putting together the 2017 OCAA Women's Soccer Provincials. And an even specialer thanks to Cambrian College for hosting us for this wonderful event. The first time they've got to host Women's Soccer Provincials. With the weather as chilly as it is, Brian, does that kind of, as from a coaching point of view, does that change anything tactically or strategy-wise heading into a game like this?
Not really. I mean, you want to make sure that the players are well warmed up, make sure they're stretched out, and you know, I noticed that both teams went into the dressing room just before the kickoff. That's just to keep their legs, their body warm when they come out here, especially the ones sitting on the bench. They've got to make sure that they're warm. When you do get into chilly weather conditions like this, you want to make sure you're really warm, and because it can, if you're not prepared, it can. If you have a slow start, sometimes it's hard to get back into it again.
Absolutely. In our first game today, we saw a good tilt between Humber and St. Clair, with Humber coming out on top on a free kick goal to advance. Both of these teams are going to be in tough. Humber, one of the 2 undefeated teams in this tournament this year. So it's going to be a tough test for whichever team gets to move on. But you know, it's going to be a hard-fought battle to get into that semifinal game tomorrow. Just waiting for the Falcons to get set, and then we will be underway for quarterfinal number 2 today.
Thank God we're in a nice, warm, cozy home here.
Yeah, quite happy to be a little bit sheltered. The wind hasn't picked up too bad yet, but if you add that in, it's just going to get even colder. Fanshawe with the early possession. Turn over the ball in the middle of the field to the Lords. Now down the far sideline for the Falcons. Deflected off a Lord player and out for a Fanshawe throw-in. Ball out of bounds on the far sideline as well. No, kept in there by the Durham Lords. Played into the middle of the pitch now, where it's collected by the Falcons. A nice little touch pass there, and then an attempt over the top. Cleared away. Fanshawe maintaining possession and trying to probe past this back line. It's now on the far side of the field. Played deep into the Fanshawe end, but no one on the receiving end of that pass. And it rolls out for a goal kick. Allison Vlasman in net for the Falcons. Goes the short route to her defender on the near sideline. Now into the middle of the field where the ball's turned over. It is not collected there by a Fanshawe Falcon. Good effort on her part. Move the ball forward now. Fanshawe had numbers, unable to connect with the pass, and the ball steered out of bounds. Falcons throw. Throw in now onto the foot of a Falcon. Looking to get it into the Durham box. Unsuccessful so far. Nice header there, but steered away by that Durham defense. Now they try and work their way up the far side of the pitch. Ball's played ahead. Out of bounds for a Fanshawe throw-in.
Looks like Durham set up with a 4-4-2 formation here with 2 strikers. Should allow for Fanshawe here to get their fullbacks into the game a little easier.
Use the wings, absolutely. We saw that in game number 1. I suspect we'll probably see it again in game number 2 as these two teams try and ignite their respective goal-scoring prowess. Here come the Falcons now. Through ball cleared away easily by that Durham back line. Tested a couple times early and handled it masterfully. This time, though, Fanshawe with possession at the edge of the box. Through ball into 6 in red. She's going to center it. It's going to go behind the net for a goal kick. That was Katie Rowe on the attempt there. Unsuccessful goal kick coming. On the near side of the pitch for the kick. Goalkeeper sends it into the middle of the pitch, right onto the head of a Falcon, where they have possession of the ball now. Trying to regroup just a touch, but they do turn it over. No one home on the through ball, back to the Fanshawe defense, and then back to the keeper. Pressure coming from Durham. Almost able to force a turnover there, but the Falcons back line able to recover and clear any potential danger, and then step up and make a nice play there. Durham sending it back into the offensive third of the pitch, where it's corralled by the keeper. Her throw into the middle of the pitch, headed forward, but onto a Falcon, where they head the other way on the offensive attack. 2 defenders to beat. Unsuccessful there was the Falcons' attack, but they have the pressure coming still. Durham doing a good job of protecting that box, keeping it clear. Contested header to the Lords. They're able to push it out to the 30-yard line. Falcons back in possession now. Onto the feet of Stephanie Mitchell. Selena Roberts plays it forward now. Into the box. Cutting around a defender there. Unsuccessfully, Sherry Ewell, the goal-scoring threat. Here come the Lords the other way now. Falcons back line right back into position there, Brian.
Yeah, the early possession has to go to Fanshawe. They look to try and keep the ball, but no one really putting their stamp of authority on the game just yet.
Here come the Lords trying to do that just now. Into the box, and need wide and collected by the goalkeeper. An early chance for Durham, just not on target. Vlasman plays it ahead now where it's turned over in the midfield to the Lords. And they give it back as soon as they got it. Now Falcons defender with the ball. Lords on a through ball. Oh, needed a touch there. Unsuccessfully was Emily Coons. Chance to make a play. Couldn't get around that last defender. Keeper has the ball once again. Ball into the middle of the pitch. The Lords handle that quite easily. Ewell able to take it away and start the break the other direction. Durham's back line, sturdy as they have been through these first 5.5 minutes to shut that down. And now the Lords trying to head the other way. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be a Fanshawe throw in on the near sideline. Throw right to Durham, but Fanshawe able to regroup and collect the ball for just a moment. Nice touch with the noggin there from 22 in red to start this attack. See if she can finish it as well. Ewell unable to corral that one. Fanshawe still with possession, however, floating one past the end line for a goal kick.
Hard for either team to get into a bit of a rhythm right now. It seems a bit of both teams giving away possession.
Almost seems like they're just trying to feel each other out and get an idea of what defense they're going to be facing.
Yeah, it's a first 10-minute spell. You know, it's provincial championships. The nerves are playing into the game here, and nobody wants to make an early mistake.
Absolutely. Ball out of bounds on the far sideline. Now it's going to be a Falcons throw in from there. Collected on the far sideline, now into the midfield. Going to be a handball and a free kick for the Durham Lords. Just about 7 minutes into this one. Free kick from about the 42 or 43 yard line. Suspect it's just going to be a pass to another teammate looking to build from the back and make something happen here. Into the box now and corralled by the keeper once again. Ball's just dropped off to the defender there after a little bit of miscommunication. She plays it up into the middle of the pitch now with a nice touch. Fanshawe able to make some things happen, but they do turn the ball over to the Lords. A great move there. That was Emily Coons with a nice little shimmy and shake to get around her marker. Ewell with it now. With the ball at her feet. Through ball onto the far side of the pitch. Goalkeeper comes out to make a play. That was Jaden Ball clearing that one out. Going to be a throw in for the Falcons on the far side of the field. The Lords are able to take back possession of the ball there, send it into the middle of the pitch, and turn it over now to the Falcons. A good tackle to clear the ball, and then it's scooped up by the keeper. Ball to slow it down. Goal kick over almost everyone. Opportunity here for the Lords. Can't corral it with the first touch. Second one onto her teammate's foot on the far side of the pitch now. Still working it on that far side are the Lords. Now into the middle of the field. Unable to maintain possession of that pass was Madison High, and it goes out of bounds.
Anytime, I think when the goalie has the ball and kicks the ball from either a goal kick or from the hands, I always instruct my players to make sure the ball doesn't bounce. One of the reasons why Durham's in this position they're in here in their end, they let the Fanshawe let the ball bounce. And anytime you do that, it's a roll of the dice. I mean, you got it. If you get to the ball first, you're the ones that direct where the ball is going to go, and if you don't, it could go anywhere.
As we saw there, as it skipped past a defender. Falcons in possession of the ball now. They turn it over to the Lords, however. Durham trying to work it into the box there, unsuccessful. And the Falcons now heading the other way on the counterattack. A nice pass to Yule. She's going to have one defender to beat. Going wide and just a little too heavy on the touch and out for a goal kick. Did have a little bit of room to work with, and she has seemed to be getting the ball in space early in this one.
Yeah, if she had taken her on inside, I think it would have been a better option. Even if she had gone past that player, she was just going to cross it. And she looks like she's got some pace.
Yeah, showing some speed early for sure. And that's going to cause all kinds of trouble for Durham's back line as this game goes on. Goal kick over the heads of the intended targets and onto the feet of the Fanshawe Falcons. It's played back to the back line and then immediately back up into the attacking third of the pitch. Through ball onto the feet of Yule. She turns the ball over to the Lords. Fanshawe quickly regains possession, however. And it's directed out of bounds on the far side of the field for a Fanshawe throw-in. Just about 11 minutes through half number 1 in quarterfinal number 2 of the OCAA 2017 Women's Provincials. There's the throw-in from Fanshawe. In the middle of the pitch now. Nice pass there, and then right back. Good pressure from the Falcons. They just haven't been able to break through that last line of defense just yet. Throw in here from the near side. A little bit of interplay between the two there. Right back. Cross coming in. Deflected away by the Lord's defender. An attempted chip pass into the box was steered away by that back line. Now the Lords trying to head in the other direction, but Fanshawe seems to cut most of those counterattacks off right at that half line and send it the other way. Cross into the middle, deflected wide. Still maintaining possession, though, are the Falcons. They've worked it into the box now. But do turn it over to the Lords. Onto the feet of Emily Kuhn. She's working with it now. Cuts back to the middle, but is corralled by a pair of defenders. Unable to make anything happen. Nice through ball onto the feet of Yule, and then a nice sliding play from Jaden Ball to corral that one. Lords play the ball into the middle of the pitch now, looking for their striker. Got the first touch, but unable to have possession. Ball heading back towards the keeper now. Cut off before it got there. Durham now with possession, working onto the offensive side of the field. Taken down for what should be a free kick for the Lords. Kick will be from between the 30 and the 35-yard line. A little bit too far to attempt one on net.
I'd hit it from here, but you want to see what the goalkeeper's got. Let's see what, anything on net, and she gives a rebound. She may just chip this one inside into the 18-yard box. We'll see.
Look to be looking for a teammate, but the run wasn't there for anyone to be on the receiving end. Goal kick
Looks like
just
she
over the
was
13-minute mark.
between two minds there, whether to either shoot on target or try and find a teammate there. It was right in between.
Go the short route with the goal kick. Then into the midfield for Fanshawe, where they turn the ball over. Now onto the far side of the pitch. A battle on that far sideline. Ball goes out of bounds. Falcons throw.
They're not afraid to play out of the back, though. They don't just lump it forward. They're always looking for somebody to play to.
Handball called, incidental contact with the ball there against the Lords. So Fanshawe free kick from deep within their own end. It's booted down the far sideline and then steered to the middle of the pitch. Looking for their offensive dynamo. Can't find her, and the Lords are heading the other way. Fanshawe regrouping now in the middle of the field. Working down that far side. Lead pass to no one and collected by the Lords, sent back down the field. Headed ahead now by Durham, but corralled by the Falcons. Here comes Fanshawe with numbers now, but through ball headed away by the defender. Chelsea Zavich trying to make something happen, gets tackled or the ball taken away at least by a defender there, and then the ball, it's steered out of the far sideline. Fanshawe throw pretty deep in the attacking end. They decide to backtrack just a touch and regroup, but do turn the ball over, able to reacquire it in the middle of the field now. That back line stout so far in the first 15 minutes of this one. Almost a nice spin move there by the Falcons. Lost possession of the ball, but they do still have it now. Some nice passing plays. Into the box now. Looking for someone in the center. Cleared away there by the defender. Nothing happening on that chance. Here comes Durham now, trying to make something of their own happen on the far side of the pitch. Back to the middle. Lead ball knocked down by a Falcon defender and then cleared by another. Here comes Fanshawe coming to the close side of the field. Pass to the middle, unsuccessful once again. They are able to maintain possession, however. Play the ball up the far side. Now cut back to the middle, do the Lords. Possession lost by Durham. Here come the Falcons. Nice pass. Back pressure from Coons. Didn't quite get there, but the follow-up pass unsuccessful.
It's the final third that Fanshawe seems to be struggling with, tries getting that ball into the box, and just even a shot on goal, they don't seem to be able to come up with anything. They're okay from the back line to the midfield. Once they get in that final third, though, they seem to run out of ideas.
Is there anything you would do to change that this early in the game from a coaching point of view?
They're good. They seem to be a good passing team, and I think early on you want to get as many of your top players, especially your front runners, touch on the ball as much as possible. I would just try and get them the ball as often as possible, lay it off, and work without the ball.
Lords working with the ball themselves now. Turnover forced by the Falcons. Durham players slow to get up on the far side of the field. And then a through ball from the Falcon, unsuccessful. About 17 and a half minutes into the first half of quarterfinal number 2. Ball played into the middle of the field where it's corralled there. And then sent away to the far side. Back to the middle. Here come the Falcons now after forcing a turnover. Attacking with speed. A decent first touch. Just one defender to beat. Unsuccessful in her attempt was Sherry Ewell. But Fanshawe still with possession. Shot blocked. Ball into the box now. Ewell with possession at the edge of the 18. Fanshawe showing some great passing. Shot on net. Deflected by a defender. Going to roll out of bounds for a throw in there. Liking what you're seeing from Fanshawe on that attack?
Yeah, again, good possession of the ball. They're moving. They're creating some triangles in the attacking third, but just there's a shot on goal that we haven't seen very often, but they have to do more of that. They've got to get that ball on target.
That was Selena Roberts with her shot from distance, handled easily by Jaden Ball. Now on the far side of the field where Durham collects the ball. Tries to play it up in the middle of the field. Rolls past the back line and all the way to the keeper. Scoops that one up and rolls it back out to her defender.
You can see they're very confident. The goalkeeper doesn't kick the ball. She rolls it out to the back line. They're not afraid to play.
Yeah, seem to be happy with the ball at their feet for sure. And here they are with it once again on the far side of the field where it's steered away for a Durham throw. Substitution coming in. Looks like the Lords are taking Shaylin Young out of the game and bringing in Maya Beverly. Throw in for Durham on the far side. Ball played into the box, but no one there to pick it up all the way back to the Durham back line. Corralled by a Falcon there, maintaining good possession of that one. But here comes Durham with an attempt. One-handed save there from the keeper. Handled quite easily was that one. Played across the field now, but intercepted by the newly entered into the game, Maya Beverly. Ball all the way back to the Lords defenders. Series of headers to clear it out. A bit of a collision there, no call. Falcons going back to the back line once again, showing confidence in the ball movement of their defenders. Into the middle of the field now. Tries to chip one over tops and is successful with the chip pass. May as well try it twice. This time, not so lucky. Fanshawe able to keep that ball inbounds. Thought it was heading out for a Durham throw. The Lords now with the ball, working that far side of the field. Now on the attack. A nice move, but has that one knocked away. Allison Pike starts the break for Fanshawe. Turns it over to the Lords, however, and they work it into the middle of the field now. Played to the far side of the pitch. A lot of action going on in the middle third of the field right now. Chip to the near side, but out of the reach of any members of the Durham Lords, so it's going to be a Fanshawe throw in here. Short throw. Right back to her. Works it into the middle of the field now. A nice move to get around the first defender. Makes a nice pass, gets it right back on the one touch. Unsuccessful on the lead pass, though. Looking for Yule.
Again, a little just unlucky in the final third. They just can't get that final ball in.
Promising sign, though, with all these chances in the box.
I think that, it looks like the hardest working, sometimes the better team doesn't always win. It's the hardest working team, and you've got to stay focused.
Knocked down there by the Fanshawe back line, but the Lords have the ball now. Beverly working down the far side. She loses possession, and it's then cleared into the middle of the field. Fanshawe trying to poke and prod at this back line, find some weakness. They've had a couple of chances, but haven't been able to make anything happen just yet. Now they're trying to get back the ball from Durham's defenders, who are having a little bit of interplay between themselves.
That's much better from Durham. If they can do that a little bit more, keep possession, move the ball around the back line, hoping that a midfielder or a striker can find some space. That was a good little bit of possession by Durham.
Just about 23 minutes through the first half here. Here comes Fanshawe again. Ball with their big-time goal scorer now. She passes it off. Ball rolls through the back line. Opportunity here for Fanshawe. They have it in the box, but steered away there. Both players down. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick for Fanshawe. We'll wait and see what's going on with the downed Falcon. No medical staff on the field just yet, so hopefully not too serious. We'll provide some updates once we get them.
It's hard too for the players when this happens. The rest of the players have got to stay warm. It's a cool day. They don't want their muscles to cramp up, and they've got to keep moving.
Absolutely, or we're going to start seeing people having problems with the hamstrings and whatnot because of this temperature for sure. Approaching the 24th minute of quarterfinal number 2 at the James Jerome Sports Complex in Sudbury, Ontario. 2017 OCAA Women's Provincial Soccer Championships, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. Very grateful for their sponsorship and very grateful for Cambrian College for hosting this fantastic event. We do have a Falcon player up on her feet now. Definitely a substitution coming from the looks of it. Player warming up on the sideline there for Fanshawe. Looks to be Katie Rowe having some problems with her left leg right now. She's being helped to the sidelines at this point in time. Substitution coming on to replace her. Hopefully we'll see her back in the game soon. The ruling on the play was a Fanshawe corner kick, so they are going to have an opportunity coming out of this. Interesting to see if Coach took some time to draw up something special with that break.
Well, this is, again, opportunities, you know, they can't waste a good percentage of goals that are scored in OCAA and OUA, and it's from set pieces, free kicks, corner kicks, and when you get them, you got to take advantage.
We saw St. Clair struggle not to score on plays like this in game number 1. Fanshawe has the ball deflected away by the goalkeeper ball. And now Durham trying to head back the other way on the counter. Corralled by Fanshawe's defense. That was the captain, Alexis Clements, shutting down that counterattack quite effectively. Right back up to Fanshawe here. Trying to run onto the ball on the far side of the box. They do have possession, working their way into the corner now. Going to try and make something from the far side of the field here. Cutting into the box now. Good ball control. An attempted shot blocked away. Great closeout by the two Durham defenders there. Cross into the middle of the box now. Nope, behind the net for a goal kick for Jaden Ball. Going to take the goal kick from the near side of the field here. The Fanshawe backline pressing up the field a little bit, nearly up to half. Trying not to give much room or operating space for the attacking players of the Durham Lords. Fanshawe all over that goal kick. Scramble for the ball at midfield. The Falcons back in possession. Maintained that nicely there. And then starting a regroup and then working to the close side of the field. Ball played now up into the middle, where it's quickly turned over by the Lords defenders. They've had a strong first 28 minutes to this game. Falcons with possession once again. Lose it quite quickly that time, and here come the Lords. Through ball over the top, just a little bit too heavy. No hesitation from the Falcons there. Ball right back in play, and they start heading back towards the Durham end.
I don't think that goalkeeper's kicked the ball yet. It's part of their game plan to keep possession.
Hard to score for the other team when you have the ball all the time.
Exactly.
We saw it work for the majority of the game for Durham in game 1. Seems like Fanshaw's trying to take a page out of that book as well. Ball's out of bounds on the far side. Looking at a throw in here, I believe, for the Lords. Throw in collected, little bit of a regroup, and then a ball into the box. Nobody home to get that one. And then an attempt on net. Swing and a miss there from the Lords. They're pressing now, though. Have a little bit of pressure. But the Falcons just cluster at the edge of that box to lock anything down. Goal kick coming.
Still reluctant to kick it.
Seems to have worked this time around at least, as the Falcons break out down the left side of the pitch. Through ball onto the foot of Ewell. She's going to have an opportunity on net here. Tries to cut to the inside, unable to make anything happen. Jaden Ball hops on that one. And he's going to get a goal kick.
I think that Fanshaw's seen that they don't. Durham's not playing with a lot of pressure up front, so they're allowed to play out of the back. See if Durham changes their tactics.
Lords with the ball again now. Cross coming. An attempt on net, but that one handled easily by Allison Vlasman. Goes the short route once again. But as you mentioned, not much pressure from these Lords attackers.
No, I think Durham would be better off putting some pressure on their back line to stop them from playing out of the back. I think that they're more comfortable with a 50-50 chance of winning the ball instead of giving Fanshawe time to set themselves up and create chances like this.
Absolutely. Not every time has there been someone on the receiving end of one of those through balls, but it seems that every possession there is the chance for a through ball. Yep. And that's not a recipe for success defensively if you're the Durham Lords. Ball's out of bounds here for a Falcons throw on the near sideline. Just past the 30-minute mark of the first half here. Fanshawe with it, working into the middle of the pitch now. Room to operate. A nice pass into the middle of the field. One touch. Unable to be corralled, however. And sent back down the field. It's a foot race for the ball here. Sent back to the keeper. Ball movement within the back once again, and still no pressure from these Lords. You have to suspect a halftime adjustment's coming if this is going to continue to happen.
Well, you can see early on in the game that Fanshawe like to keep possession, and the best thing to do against a team that's comfortable on the ball is put pressure on them.
Throw in on the far side for the Falcons, just past midfield. They try and work it into the center of the pitch where it is jumped on by a Lord defender. She's heading the other way with the ball now. Tries the through ball. Again, a foot race, this time allowed to roll out of bounds for a throw. No, they didn't rule it a throw. Able to keep it in there was the Falcons. Again, the ball kept in bounds. We've got a Durham Lord player down while the ball heads the other way with Fanshawe. A nice pass into the middle of the pitch. Whistle here. Foul against the Falcons. Chelsea Zavitz, the guilty party. Free kick for the Lords. Fanshawe with it, working in the middle of the field. Trying to push up. Great back pressure there from Emily Coons to take the ball back. But it is directed out of bounds by the Lords. Going to be a throw for the Falcons. Tried to tipsy-toe along the far sideline, but it is out of bounds. Substitution coming here for the Lords. Entering the game, we have Corey Lapointe, and leaving, I believe, is Emily Coons. She's worked hard this first half. Definitely the name we've mentioned most for the Lords so far. She definitely earned herself a break.
Yeah, she's had to do a little bit more running on this side of the field, closing things down, so I'm sure she just off for a break.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been tracking back and forth, offensively and defensively, involved at both ends of the pitch. A nice slide tackle there from the Lords defender to slow this Fanshawe attack. Doesn't stop it entirely, though, as they keep on coming. A little bit of a regroup here. Still in possession, though. Corralled there by the Falcons. A nice little move to keep the ball at her feet. Ball's through. Haven't seen an offside flag. Opportunity for a cross here. Cross is deflected off the defender's shins, out of bounds for a Falcons throw-in. Courtesy of Stephanie Middlemiss on the far side of the field there. Her throw collected by the Falcons. Ball played on net. Saved quite easily by Ball. Lords trying to play it up the sideline. A nice pass. Little bit of a stumble there from 15 in green and unable to get onto that one. And then well defended and directed out of bounds for a Fanshawe Falcons throw-in just past 34 minutes in half number 1 in quarterfinal number 2 today. Lords again with the ball on the near side. A little bit of a regroup, and then a nice through ball, just unable to be collected. Would have been a great opportunity there. The pressure starting to pick up from Durham now. And as soon as I say that, the Falcons clear the ball with relative ease, but back come the Lords. Ball at the feet of their captain now. She sends a ball into the box, rolls harmlessly on net for probably the easiest save of the game so far for Allison Glasman.
2 hours later.
Falcons lose possession at midfield. Lords trying to turn on the counterattack, but give the ball back just as quick as they got it. Bit of a scramble at midfield, but Durham in possession now.
I think this is where this game's going to be won or lost, is in midfield. With FANSHAWE trying to keep possession of the ball, they're expected to get their midfielders on the ball as much as possible.
Durham playing the ball into the box. Opportunity here, shot on net. Big save there by Vlasman. Full extension to get her hands on that one. Just not quite enough power on that one, hey Brian?
No, that's the best opportunity of the game so far, and it, again, comes to the team that's not dominating in possession.
Have to feel confident with your first 35 minutes if you're the Durham Lords. Right in this game, despite what seems to be a slight tilt of the field. Here comes Yule now trying to make something happen. She loses control of the ball, but FANSHAWE maintains possession as they attack the box once again with speed. Shot on net, and just wide. Just missed that one narrowly. Great effort from just inside the 18-yard box, but it's going to be a goal kick.
Chances coming at both ends now.
Action definitely picking up. I mentioned it in the pregame. 14 highest scoring players in all of Ontario women's soccer involved in this tournament. We're expecting some high scoring totals. Probably take the over. Goal kick into the middle of the pitch now. Going to be a quick little handball against the Falcons there. As you mentioned in game number 1, that's what can go wrong when you try and play a ball on the bounce.
Yeah, exactly. Get to that ball before it bounces. Those things don't happen.
Out of bounds throw in on the far side of the field. Falcons with it. That's Selena Roberts with it now. She turns the ball over, however. Lord's heading the other way. Trying to make something happen on the far side of the field, but nothing doing there. Melinda Roblero playing really well in this first half, just not able to get into the box. Definitely leading the offensive push for Durham so far, however. The Lords send the ball back onto the offensive half of the field. Unable to be collected, however. A nice move from the FANSHAWE wingback to create some space for herself and start the counterattack heading the other way. Excellent pass, but the touch pass on the follow-up got a little bit too much air underneath of that one. Here come the Lords once again. FANSHAWE's keeper out. And there it is, Brian, your first boot from the goalkeeper of the game.
Yeah. Now I know why they don't ask her to kick it.
38 minutes into the first half, 7 minutes in stoppage time remaining in regulation. We have a 0-0 game between the FANSHAWE Falcons and the Durham Lords. Chances at both ends, but goalkeepers and backline steady so far. Battle on the far sideline, won by the Lords as they have the ball once again at midfield.
No, this is trouble.
FANSHAWE with a 2-on-1 opportunity here. Tries to get it to their goal-scoring dynamo on her feet now. A nice little pass there. Takes a shot off the side of the net. Appeared to be deflected. Going to be a corner kick for FANSHAWE. That was Chelsea Zavitz again. She's been buzzing as well in the attacking third of the field.
Yeah, there's only so much pressure that I think that these guys are going to be able to soak up before the dam breaks here.
Yeah, it has seemed like all the action has been taking place in that end of the field, at least for the last 5 or 10 minutes. If Durham can weather this storm, though, much like St. Clair did in the first half of their game, you got to call that an emotional victory going against a high-scoring team like FANSHAWE.
Oh, absolutely. If this is 0-0 at half, I think that's a little moral victory for Durham.
Absolutely. Falcons on the corner kick here. A low one into the box. Collected there. Able to keep it inbounds. And here comes the cross once again. Just missed her target, however. Potential for a really good goal-scoring opportunity there if they can connect on that pass. Fanshawe battling away, but the Lords doing a good job of keeping the ball at the edge of that 18-yard box, trying to limit the offensive pressure as they try and ride out these last 5 minutes and stoppage time. Falcons attempted through ball, deflected to the sideline, and then down the near sideline right in front of our tent here for a Fanshawe throw-in. Zavitz with a little bit of room to work there. Into the middle of the field now. Attempted through ball there from Selena Roberts. Unsuccessful. And now the ball coming the other way with the Lords. Couple of attackers running on, but Fanshawe just so steady with their defenders and confident in their keeper's ability to make a play.
Yeah, it's good possession from the back line. I mean, that's what you look for nowadays. As the game in the modern game is, everybody has to. You don't have these what we called hammer throwers in the back anymore. I mean, everybody's got to be able to keep possession of the ball.
Appeared to be a substitution coming for the Lords. And a yellow card handed out. Receiving the yellow card for Fanshawe was Stephanie Middlemiss. I believe she interfered with that free kick there, stuck her foot in, earning herself the yellow.
Yeah, she didn't step back the required 10 yards there.
But she will go down in the records book as the first recipient of a yellow card in our provincial championships.
Awesome. She got that distinction.
Durham with possession now. Through ball down the far side of the pitch. Rolls harmlessly out for a goal kick.
I think it's, again, it seemed like the same in the Humber game, in the first game, was getting the ball in these wide areas. I mean, you'll notice the ball going out of bounds or to the goalkeeper a little more often as the ball's played down the middle of the field. It's very hard, especially when you're on turf. It's not like grass where the ball seems to stick a little bit. The ball will roll on this surface a little more easier than it will on grass.
Quick substitution made there by Durham. Aaron Scott left the game. We'll try and confirm who entered in her place for you in a moment. The Lords now with possession, but once again the back line, especially led by the captain of Fanshawe, Alexis Clemens, playing outstanding now. She's under a little bit of pressure there. Sturdy-handed goalkeeper right into the mittens, though, with the ball. Here comes a boot to the near side of the field. Going to try and take it on a bounce. Well controlled there by Stephanie Mitchell of Fanshawe. Ball's in the middle of the pitch now. Great defensive effort there from Natasha Hasenstein to clear the ball out for a Fanshawe throw on the near sideline here. We're just past 42 minutes and 30 seconds. 2.5 minutes or so remaining of regulation play, followed by any stoppage times the referee deems necessary. Lord's going to try and make something happen with the limited time they have on the clock. Fanshawe, I feel, content to just ride out this possession game after the first half. Clements with a nice little move to maintain possession. Sends the ball across the field. Headed through ball. Nobody home to pick that one up but the goalkeeper, Jaden Ball. She launches a howitzer into midfield. Steered ahead by the Lords. Great pair of touches there. We do have a player drop from the Lords, whistle blown. Appeared to take a blow to the head. Don't want to speculate on that one, though, so we'll update you as soon as we can.
She does. I hope it wasn't her leg. It looks like it is heavily wrapped, but it might have been a head injury.
Just over a minute remaining in regulation time. This will definitely add a couple minutes of stoppage time. And believe it or not, folks, I think the sun might be peeking through the clouds here. Maybe we can get a little warmer for everyone involved in this tournament this weekend.
Don't jinx it.
Shots are 4-2 for Fanshawe throughout this first half so far. We do have the player back on her feet now. Heading to the sidelines. Looked like that one was the new substitution for the Lords a little bit earlier. Maya Beverly See if Coons is the one to check back in for her. We're going to roll out a different player from the Lords to finish off this first half.
This is when you don't want to give up a goal right now.
Yeah, these last 30 seconds plus stoppage time, absolutely crucial for both teams. Can have one of those backbreakers heading into the break. Here comes the Falcons. Working through the middle of the field. Now a nice pass, just missed by Zavitz, unable to corral that one. And here come the Lords. Heading the other way. Down the far side. Ball into the middle.
Handball.
Good first touch. Appeared to get away with a handball on that one from my vantage point. Foul called regardless against the Falcons. Going to have a free kick from right around the 25-yard line. Absolutely within striking distance. We're into stoppage time, folks. Just waiting to see how much added time is going to be on the clock.
I think they put up 2 minutes.
A little bit of time to work with here for the Lords. Here comes the free kick. Looks to be an attempt on goal. A solid attempt, but just a little bit too much muscle on that kick. And it floated high and wide. You like an effort on net from there, Brian?
Oh, you gotta put it on target. I mean, anywhere. Let the goalie make a save. Anything can happen, but when it goes out of bounds, there's nothing you can do about it.
Goal kick into the defensive third there from the Falcons. They're working their way up the field now, seeing if they can make something happen in these waning moments of the first half. Tried to chip one over the top, but wrapped up neatly there, thanks to Mackenzie Barry, playing strong on the defensive side of the ball. And then a nifty spin move and grab there from the goalkeeper. And then a precarious roll out to her defender. Lucky that Clements was able to escort that one out of danger. Nice little slide tackle there from the Falcons midfielder to maintain possession. Lords trying to make something happen. Clements, again, just unstoppable from the defensive side of the ball. Earns her team a free kick as well.
Yeah, she's been solid back there, that's for sure.
A difference maker, absolutely. We saw 2 defenders pick up player of the game honors in our first game today after half number 1 as we approach the end of stoppage time here. At least for the Falcons, I feel like you have to give the edge to Clements and what she's been able to do with and without the ball at her feet.
Well, with all these high-scoring players on the field in the last 2 games, we've only had 1 goal, so definitely MVPs have got to go to the defenders.
Here come the Lords again down that far side. Really like to work from that far side of the pitch into their attack. A little bit of a regroup here. Played into the middle. Was looking for Hasenstein, but unable to connect. There it is, folks. Triple whistles to end half number 1 in a 0-0 draw for the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. 4-3 shot advantage for the Falcons. We were talking about how this was going to be an emotional victory for Durham to ride out a tilted pitch. What do you say from a coaching perspective in the intermission to try and get them on a little bit more of a level playing field?
It's I would just say, let's stick to the game plan. We've kept the other team off the scoreboard. We've got to try and get balls into the strikers, and for them to hold the ball so that the rest of the team can move up with them. It seems like every time they do get some possession, it's either a long ball, it's too far, goes out of bounds, either goes to the goalkeeper. So those front players have got to be able to keep possession of the ball a little more.
Yeah, possession was not a problem for the Falcons. So if Durham could turn that around and maybe capitalize on a couple of opportunities that they've had, because they did have strong opportunities on net on multiple occasions in that first half. They were just oh so close as opposed to oh so nice.
Yeah, actually, I think that the Fanshaws kept better possession than Humber did. They seem to move the ball around. They're very comfortable. They've obviously been instructed from the goalkeeper and the back line to play the ball out of the back, and it works. It seems to have, the only thing they're missing now is a goal.
Let's talk about that strategy from the goalkeeper a little bit, because you mentioned after that first kick there was a reason why they're going the short game. If you're trying to counteract the short game on like that, what are you telling your offensive players in regards to applying pressure?
Well, if I'm Durham, I would probably say, listen, when the goalkeeper has the ball, let's push up players onto their back four so they can't play out of the back. And I think if looking at the way Durham is set up, they're probably better suited to try and win a 50-50 ball from a goalkeeper's kick. Because once you give a team possession, especially like Fanshawe, who seem to be very comfortable in possession, they're going to eventually break you down. The more possession you give to a team like that, you're tempting fate. Something's going to happen. And like I said before, with Durham, you can only keep a team off the board for so long before the dam breaks.
Exactly, especially with a player like Sherry Yule, who seemed like throughout the entire season was a heat-seeking missile for the back of the net. You saw them trying to get the ball to her feet multiple times throughout the first half, understandably, but she really wasn't able to create anything once she got into the attacking third and towards the box. Is that just really good defending? Is there something she needs to be trying to do differently?
It's a different situation now. You're not playing. You're not league. It's not league play anymore. It's not playoffs. It's provincial championships. So nerves come into play. You're not playing against teams that you regularly see in the regular season. So they're feeling each other out. The defense is a little bit different than maybe they're used to playing against in the regular season. But it's tight. It's provincial championships. Teams don't want to give up that first goal because then you're playing catch up the whole time. And I'm sure there's some really good players that are playing out here. But when you got the best of the best, it's tough.
All right, folks. First half action in quarterfinal number 2 from James Jerome Sports Complex has wrapped up. 2017 OCAA Women's Soccer Provincials, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. We've got 2 more games lined up after this second half, so stay tuned and enjoy the action.
It's almost impossible to imagine life without computers. They've become such an integral part of our everyday lives. Businesses, manufacturers, educational institutions, hospitals, labs, homes, they all require computer network technology to function and to bring people together. We have incredible partnerships with Cisco Systems and the Microsoft Corporation. Our students gain up-to-date industry-recognized skills. It's really tough to find this level of training anywhere else. Our students really learn from the best. Our faculty have industry experience and amazing credentials. Each and every one of us is committed to setting our students up for success. Our graduates are great prospects for employers, and with several medals under their belts, it's easy to see why. What really sets our program apart is the hands-on experience our students gain. The majority of our work is spent troubleshooting real problems in live settings. Network technician students move on to even more training, or they start their careers right away. And our computer systems technology students can challenge industry certifications that open even more doors once they're out in the field. The industry is set to produce countless new jobs. Computer technology experts are absolutely in high demand worldwide. If you're looking for a career that offers variety, a competitive salary, and long-term growth, this really is your ticket. Every day there are new opportunities. In this field, you contribute real-world impact everywhere you go.
Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems are a necessity. All human activity relies on HVAC in some capacity. Homes, office buildings, industrial plants, computer systems, medical labs, they all require complex HVAC systems to function. Cambrian students hone their skills on a wide range of state-of-the-art equipment in workshop settings and in our computer simulation lab. They learn from the best. We've got educators with the highest credentials within our walls. And each and every one of them is committed to setting students up for success. Our program is endorsed by the TSSA, and we are one of only 2 colleges in the province to offer certification level training for oil-fired and gas systems. Students can choose to challenge industry certifications that allow them to work in the field while continuing their studies, and graduates move on to related apprenticeships or start their careers right away. Graduates are great prospects for employers. They're gold and silver medal winners at skills competitions, and many of them receive job offers before they even complete the program. HVAC careers offer variety, respect, great salary, lifelong employment, and opportunity. The industry is set to produce countless new jobs as the market for HVAC systems expands around the world. HVAC technicians are problem solvers. They keep equipment running smoothly. They are the experts who make sure all spaces where we live and work are safe and comfortable. Skills that our graduates proudly bring to their job sites and their communities every day.
The theme of the float this year is Fairy Tale Christmas to go with the theme for the Sudbury Santa Claus Parade. We went with the idea, the Island of Misfit Toys from the movie Rudolph, and it kind of evolved from there as the students were building it. And they went into fairy tales of what people and kids would be dreaming about as their Christmas gifts. So when you looked at the float, you would actually see that we had all kinds of things, from a giant train to a bicycle, stuffed animals, drum sets, various gifts of different sizes, that kind of idea. So it was just basically the spirit of Christmas using everyone's imagination. The float was constructed by our Theatre Arts Technical Production students, so there was first year and second year students that worked on it. And then we also had students walking alongside the float, handing out our giveaways this year. So we had a group from the Early Childhood Education Program, we had the child and youth practitioners, we had some student council representation there as well. So we had a really great involvement from the community. The actual construction of the float took about 2 weeks from start to finish, that the students were working during their class time and outside of class time. During the same time, they were working on a few different productions as well. So they put a lot of effort in. I couldn't even begin to count the hours and energy that they put into this.
It's hard to visualize what we're building. So when we go to build it, and we have to act a lot on faith from our professor that what we're building is what is going to look cool, and it does. But it was like, oh, we're just building a bunch of boxes. Like, what is this going to be? And then when we're at the point where we're seeing what we're doing, and we're like, oh wow, we have this sense of pride. I really enjoy it. Like, I came specifically to be hands-on all the time, and that's what I'm getting out of this. And you know, some people may say this is like a lot of work, and it is. But if you really like what you want to do and you really want to do this, then it's worth it.
My favorite part of orientation has to be when I meet the students at the beginning of the day at the front door. You see all kinds of excitement, confidence. Some are a little bit terrified as to what it's going to all mean, but you know, it's very valued time to be able to walk with them, take them right to their class, find out where they're from, and understand you know, what's going on in their life. Most of all, they're going to experience a family atmosphere where people really want to help them. I think they've really seen that today, and they will, and as long as they're willing to put the effort in, we're 100% behind you and want to see them be successful. Go to class, do the work, make sure you know what's going on, don't fall behind. Don't wait to get to know your faculty and your fellow classmates till something goes wrong. Make sure you invest the time in that relationship right from the beginning. The hopes and dreams that you see in the eyes today actually represent the success in June. Graduation is the only thing that's any better than today for orientation. We're all in this together. That's what makes us special. It's that family environment, and you know, wanting to make sure that our students are successful. Come to Cambrian, check us out, figure out what we have to offer, and if we're what's right for you, we'd love to welcome you to our family.
Welcome back for the second half of the OCAA Women's Provincial 2017 Championships, quarterfinals number 2 here at James Jerome Sports Complex. My name's Noah Vout, leading you through the festivities this weekend. I have a special guest with me in the booth right now, President of the Cambrian Athletic Association and my childhood friend, Alana LaHaye. Thanks for joining me, Alana.
Not a problem at all. Always a pleasure.
Now, you've been directly involved with this entire tournament, pretty much top to bottom on the logistics side. Tell me a little bit about the effort that went into setting this thing up.
Well, Noah, there are hours and hours that go into setting up an event of this caliber. This is the first time, as you've said in the broadcast, that we've done this for this sport, and the first time in 10 years that we've actually hosted a provincial championship. So there's so many people to contribute into this event in order to make it successful.
Is there anyone special you'd like to shout out or say thank you to?
Most definitely. I'm honored to be the co-chair of this tournament with Tim Yu, Manager of Athletics at Cambrian College. There's also Lori Sallow. She's the varsity clerk in our office, and she has done a great deal in order to make this successful. Dave Carter is our championship photographer, and he is doing a fantastic job taking action shots of our athletes today. Randy Pascal has been involved with media relations with the college for many years, and he continues to do that during this tournament. I would also like to thank PH Productions. They are the people who are doing your live feeds. So great thanks to them for doing an awesome job on keeping the live stream clear and keeping everything running. Another huge thank you goes out to Llewellyn Senior Megan Cook. Integral to our success in the summer months, she helped us plan this event from top to bottom when it came to all of the discounts that you can get around Sudbury for being a varsity athlete in this tournament. So great thanks to her as the media assistant for this tournament today. Association Vice President Clarissa MacArthur, who is also participating in this tournament and was a tournament all-star named last night at the banquet. Efforts from the Cambrian Athletic Association volunteers who are all around us today doing various jobs in order to keep this running. And also a big thank you to you, Noah, for hosting this tournament. It's great of you to come from all the way down from Midland, Ontario to the Windy City today. It's windy and cold, and it's different from the south, that's for sure.
Hey, no worries. I'm happy to be here. Thanks, Alana. I appreciate everything you've done putting this together, and I appreciate you having me out here.
Not a problem. I hope all the viewers enjoy this tournament, and all the athletes have a great time this weekend.
Thank you very much, Alana LaHaye. Brian Ashton's going to join me back in the booth now. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second half between the Durham Lords and the Fanshawe Falcons. As the Falcons head down the field with the ball at their feet right now, 2-on-1 opportunity for Fanshawe, handled easily by Jaden Ball, and she sends Durham back up the pitch on the near side of the field. We finished the first half tied 0-0. Couple of quality opportunities for both teams. A few big saves, a few missed chances. What are you looking for in the second half here, Brian, for a successful side to pull ahead in this one?
Well, got to get some shots on target, that's for sure. That's the main thing here. We got to test out that goalie. I don't think she's been tested yet. Anything around the box, got to hit it. As we saw in the first game, I know Humber scored on a free kick, but it was something on target, and it went in.
Can't score if you don't shoot, right?
That's right.
So it's going to be a Durham throw-in on the far sideline. They're deep into Fanshawe territory now. Ball's deflected out off of the Lords player who had just thrown it in, for now a Fanshawe throw-in from pretty much the exact same spot on the field. In our first game today, we saw the Humber Hawks take down the St. Clair Saints 1-0, an exact repeat of last year's quarterfinal matchup between the two. So the winner of this game will be taking on Humber in tomorrow's semifinal action, while the loser moves into the consolation side of our tournament, taking on St. Clair. And a special thank you to Bel Air Direct for putting together our 2017 OCAA Women's Soccer Provincial Championships, and a special shout out to Cambrian College for putting together a top class tournament through 2 games so far. Really appreciative of all the efforts they put in. Falcons now with the ball. Played into the box, but nobody home to collect that one and deposit it into the back of the net as it's cleared into the middle of the field here, where the Falcons are able to regroup. They had a strong possession game in the first half. Do you expect more of the same?
I would think so, yeah. I don't know if what the halftime talk was for Durham, but I would definitely try and get some more pressure on their back line.
An attempted through ball for the Falcons narrowly misses Chelsea Zavitz. She was an integral part of their first half success. Seemed to be around the ball all the time. Goal kick coming now for Jaden Ball of the Lords. sends the ball to the middle of the field on the near sideline here, where the Lords are able to regroup and move the ball back, almost in the style that Fanshawe did, playing through their back line until they find a place to attack. And here they go now. A risky pass there, and Durham looking to make them pay. They have possession now, heading into the 18-yard box. It's corralled there by Selena Roberts. She's been great on the defensive side of the ball this game as well. Shot here from the Lords. Floats through the uprights and over the net for a goal kick.
Still got to get those on target. That goalkeeper needs to be tested. See what she has. We need to get her to make a save.
Absolutely. Just credited with 3 saves so far. I'm not sure any of them were truly dangerous opportunities. And here's Fanshawe regaining possession and then trying to head back upfield. Looking for their star. There's the through ball. She's trying to run onto it now. Ball cleared out. They were looking there for Sherry Yule, goal-scoring dynamo, 17 for her in the regular season. One of the top 15 scorers in all of OCAAs. Fanshawe poking and prodding at this back line now, but unable to break through as the Lords shut that attack down and try and start one of their own. Lead pass ahead here. Was looking for Corey Lapointe, unable to connect. Scooped up there by Allison Vlasman, who, as you said, Brian, hasn't been tested too heavily, but when she has been, sturdy as a rock.
Yeah, no, she's been able. She comes off her line well.
Lords starting to head up the near sideline now. Aaron Capel with the ball. Fanshawe closing the gap quickly with their wingback, trying to shut it down. Now a battle ensues in the corner. Both teams say the other one knocked it out. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick for the Lords. Mackenzie Barry coming in to take the corner. We saw the Lords get a decent chance off of a corner in the first half. We'll see what they try and do on this opportunity. It looks like they're going to be looking back post the way the attackers are lining up. Nothing there. Out of bounds again. Going to try again for the corner kick as that was deflected out by a Fanshawe defender.
Nothing drives a coach more crazy than when there's a corner kick or a free kick and you can't get that ball into an area. She's got to get this ball around the penalty spot.
A little bit more mustard on that one. Almost too much that time. As it's corralled by Vlasman.
Let's see if she kicks it.
Yeah, she does, right into the middle of the field, where the Falcons now start heading the other way. A little bit of speed on that far side. Nice cut to the middle there. Shot is deflected by the Lords defender. Kept in bounds. A nice throw from ball onto the far side of the field, sending the attack the other way. Fanshawe now regrouping and attempting a counterattack. That one was cleared quite handily there by Aaron Dykare. Fanshawe trying to regroup in the middle of the field once again. There's Zavitz with the ball. Ball played forward to Zavitz once again. She tries to get the ball in. Not sure if she was looking for Sherry Yule or an attempted shot on net. Either way, the Lords have the ball now and send it on to the far side. Lauren Coyle with it. She launches it downfield, where it's easily handled by the Fanshawe wingback and then cleared to the sideline for a throw-in for Durham.
Again, we talked about it again. I mean, the goalkeeper kicks the ball, not very often, but she's maybe the second time, and the ball bounces and an opportunity is created from a bounce. They've got the ball cannot be allowed to bounce on those goal kicks.
I feel like with the cold weather as well, that bounce has a little bit more to it, something almost unpredictable.
Yeah.
Lords have their attack snuffed out by the Falcons, but they're unable to stand away on the counterattack just yet. struggle for either team to get the ball through the midfield at this point. Bit of a stumble there from a Lord. Leads to a Falcons opportunity. Nice lead pass. That's Amber Lee Hodgins with the ball on her feet now. Sends a cross in. No one there. Could the Falcon get to the back post? She could, but that one was handled by a ball. Had to come back against her momentum to make that save. But a nice one indeed.
Center back not playing right wing on that play.
And with a pretty nifty cross as well. We've seen their ball movement all through the first half, carrying that over onto the offensive side in the second. There's Clements once again. Physical defending, but legal and excellent defending. Back with the ball are the Falcons. We saw them do this for much of the first half. Take it slow on that back line until an opportunity opens up. Here they are with possession at midfield. Heading down the near side. That's Pike with it. Leads it ahead. Cuts back to the middle. Through ball looking for Zavitz is deflected away. Ball almost sneaks out for a throw, but kept in there by the Lords. Great effort. Ball stays in bounds again on the far side of the field. And then out of bounds for a Falcons throw.
Oh, being blessed by the sun again.
Yeah, sun is out and shining, folks, and it's a happy sight for these ladies who are probably dealing with some pretty chilly temperatures. Bit of a ruckus there at midfield. We've got one player from the Falcons down. She's back up quickly, though. That's Zavitz. She's been integral to this team's success so far. Be not good news if she was suffering from anything. Looks to be okay, though. Trying to just walk that one off. Throw in for the Falcons. Through ball by the Lords with a little bit too much gas on that one. Unable to be collected by the attacker. Instead, Vlasman throws it out to Pike. Selena Roberts with it now. Maintaining possession. Nice pass to Zavitz. Tries to get it through to Ewell. We've seen that for much of the game. She's got a nose for the net. They just need to get the ball to her in the right spot. Here's Pike with it now. Cleared out by the Lords back line. And two players in green running onto this one. They might be able to make something happen. Great effort by Kelsey Clements. Outstanding once again, maintaining that possession, keeping the ball out of danger with the Lords closing quickly behind her. Ball attempted to play into the box by Durham. No such luck. Attempt number 2. More of a shot on net and handled quite easily there by Vlasman. Goal kick collected by the Falcons, but then taken right back by the Lords and then kicked out of bounds. Not quite. Going to be a free kick for the Lords.
The longer this game goes 0-0, you're going to have to start giving the advantage here to Durham because, I can see Fanshawe getting frustrated and Durham starting to change the complexion of the game.
Absolutely, and if Fanshawe does start to show signs of that frustration, you'll probably see it in them taking chances that create opportunities for Durham to capitalize on.
Absolutely.
Durham choosing to go backwards with their free kick this time, taking a page out of Fanshawe's playbook, trying to build from the back line. Has worked so far as they move the ball into the attacking third, but nobody able to run onto it. Closest player there, Corey Lapointe. Vlasman instead able to wrap that one up with a pretty bow on it and then start the team up the other way. A nice through ball opportunity for Fanshawe here. Oh, had two defenders to beat and couldn't quite split the gap there. A great effort. That was Haley Corveri with the effort there. Nice move. Just needed one more. Couldn't quite get it. Throw in on the far side for the Falcons as we approach the 60th minute of this game. And the Lords are able to clear their box, but not their end as Fanshawe maintains possession. Nice move from Zavitz. Another nice move. One more. She's going to look for the cross here. There it is on the ground. And an absolute gimme there for Carvari. She earned it with those moves the play before, and then followed up by Zavitz making something happen. Excellent finish, 1-0 Fanshawe Falcons.
Yeah, again, ball dribbled through, wide, cut back across. Very difficult to defend. I don't care who you are in the back, what kind of defender you are. When you got the ball coming in from behind, from a wide area, very difficult to defend. But nice bit of dribbling, by the striker to get the ball in that area and then cut it back. Well done.
Yes, full credit to Zavitz on that play for making things happen there. How does that change the complexion of the game for the Lords now?
Well, they're definitely going to have to, at some point, open it up. I don't know if they want to do it too soon, because if they go down 2, it's definitely a harder hole to climb out of. But they're going to have to open up the game a little bit, take some risks.
Yeah, no longer can they be complacent to let Fanshawe build from the back. They're going to have to apply that pressure, as we're just over 61 minutes through this one. 1-0 Fanshawe on the goal from Haley Corvari, thanks to beautiful footwork and passing from Chelsea Zavitz. Here come the Lords trying to apply pressure to the back line. And then Alexis Clements just deals with it all on her own, takes care of business. No questions asked. Lords trying to go back the other way once again. We've got advantages on the play. Opportunity here for Durham if they could get possession, but it's handled once again by the back line of Fanshawe. They've been electric defensively today. Ball rolling to the near side here, just in front of our tent. Going to be a Falcons throw-in. The goal scorer gives it up to her teammate, ready to get in position to make something happen once again. Throw instead it goes to Sherry Ewell. She tries to find Zavitz unsuccessfully, as the ball works to the far side of the field with the Lords. Now the Falcons in possession. Cross coming into the box. Handled easily by the back line. Bailey Colangelo clearing that one out. Fanshawe with an attempt from distance. Handled on the bounce easily by Jaden Ball.
It always seems like that Fanshawe have more players on the field. And again, it's just they're being outnumbered in midfield. No pressure on the midfield applied from Durham at this point. Just I think they've got to push some more players forward, get some players on those midfield players, and because their whole game right now, Fanshawe is designed around coming through midfield.
So that's probably a formation change that you're looking at from a tactical point of view to adjust?
Yeah, I think, definitely now as the game's 1-0, you got to take a little more, push up a little bit more, put some players. I mean, the center of the field, as you can see, is wide open. There's no green player around there. So if the ball goes in that area, it's a Fanshawe ball every time.
And here they are with it once again. Alexis Clements with it on the far side. Plays it to her wing back. Taken there by Rowe. She couldn't find Zavitz. Collected by the Lords. Had to make the move there. Was unsuccessful. Corey Lapointe couldn't get around her marker. And now Fanshawe heads the other way. Cleared out by the Falcons as it was sent away by the Lords. Rowe with a lead pass for Ewell. Here are the Lords with it. Going to regroup a little bit. Back into the midfield now. Slowly trying to find some gaps or some space to try and make something happen, our Durham. Just no room to operate once they get onto the Fanshawe side of the field. Lords here with it. Pass is intercepted, and heading the other way are the Falcons. Amberly Hodgson's leading the charge. Takes a shot right into the breadbasket of the keeper.
She just doesn't play center back, does she? She's all over the field.
Yeah, seems to be doing a little bit of everything, and easy to find with those pink gloves on. Heading the other way are the Falcons. Here's Zavitz with it, showing off the fancy footwork once again. Another cross coming. Ewell unable to corral that one to put it on net. Handled by Ball. Just past the 65th minute. Fanshawe 1, Durham 0. looking to punch their ticket to take on Humber in tomorrow's semifinal action. Ball's in the middle of the field. Hasenstein plays it forward. Collected by Clements. Played ahead by the captain now. Can't find the intended target, but the Falcons do draw a free kick.
Referee going to have a word here.
Appears to be indicating she needs to head to the sideline. I'm not sure of the ruling there. Are you, Brian?
I don't know, unless she might have a cut on her leg, maybe just to wipe up the blood.
Certainly a possibility. We did see that in game number 1, a player have their blood drawn and have to head to the sideline. So I imagine she'll be back pretty quickly. Free kick coming for the Falcons. Lofted into the box, but just a touch too heavy so that ball could get there before Yule. Goal kick heading out into the midfield. And as you mentioned, 3 jerseys in white and red compared to 1 in green. Somehow, though, Durham had possession for a brief moment there, unable to make it happen. And now Fanshawe trying to head the other way. Lords back with the ball now in the midfield. Another turnover. Here's Zavitz with it. Now it's Rowe. Working her way up the field, trying to lead her teammate there, Stephanie Mitchell. Successfully gets it onto her feet, but unable to keep it in play. Goal kick coming for the Durham Lords.
You can see Fanshawe here keeping a pretty strong 4 players back. Durham only keeping 1 striker up still. You'd think that they'd push another player or 2 forward.
Yes, absolutely. You would suspect that, and then Fanshawe seems to be already getting into their sort of defensive park the bus mentality.
Yeah.
Keep everyone in green in front of them.
Yeah, you can see it. They've got to just apply a little more pressure here, as this, time is not on Durham's side.
Not at all. They need some tenacity from that front group to apply pressure to the back line. The Lords are trying to work the far sideline here. Unable to squeak through, however, was Corey Lapointe. She's been busy in the second half, just unable to capitalize on a couple of chances so far. Yule with it now. Slowly regrouping, content to play the possession game. Ball's in the middle of the pitch now. And here's the jack of all trades making things happen once again. Zavitz with a rocket into the top of the net. What a shot. Chelsea Zavitz absolutely on fire this game. Goal and an assist so far. Single-handedly taking this one over.
Yeah, you know what? Then again, you got the center back coming up, making things happen. She's a pretty versatile player. She came up from the back. When you have a player of that ability that can move all over the place, you're going to be numbers up on the opposition, and that's what she did. She carried the ball in, looked for a teammate, found her, and again, we're 2-0.
A remarkable ability to have for a center back to be able to do that kind of thing.
Well, we talked about in the first game, the back 4 nowadays in the modern game, they have to be able to play. We say we don't have these hammer throwers anymore that just get the ball and lump it forward, and they've got to be able to play all positions. And usually the play, as you can see from Fanshawe, always comes from the back. So they're very confident with their back players.
Skill kills, and Fanshawe showing they've got skill up and down this group.
Absolutely.
69.5 minutes through this one, folks. 2-0 lead for the Falcons now. Appear to be well on their way to taking on Humber tomorrow in semifinal number 1. We'll have to see what the Lords throw at them in these final 20 minutes or so to try and change the tale that will be told about this game. Ball played to the Lords keeper, and she scoops that one up.
2-0. They say this is the worst score in sports.
It's pretty easy to get complacent with that 2-goal lead, and that's the exact opposite of what Fanshawe needs to do. best defense is a good offense, right? If they can
Yeah.
continue to apply pressure.
I tell you, if Durham gets another goal, if they get a goal back here, we could see a different game. Momentum shifts pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Looks like we're looking at a corner kick here for the Lords. Mackenzie Barry coming in from the back line to take that kick. She had 2 opportunities in the first half, struggled to find any targets in the box. This one's key. They need a goal and they need it fast if they're going to want to turn this game around. And from the looks of it, they're loading up that box with as many players as possible. Only 2 defenders back. Right on net was that corner kick, and then handled by the keeper and cleared out by the Falcons defenders. Bit of a miscommunication from a pair of Falcons there. Almost bumped noggins, but they are able to hold on to the ball. And now they try and head down the far side of the field. Here's Rowe with it now. She gives it away, and then the Lords clear it to the far side, but nobody home in a green jersey there, so right back onto the foot of a Falcon.
Again, look at that midfield area, wide open.
Absolutely. It's been a gaping hole, and it's allowed Selena Roberts to run wild. 14 on Fanshawe with the ball at her feet right now. Just been a facilitator for all of her teammates.
This is the player of the game for me, the number 23.
Chelsea Zavitz, goal and an assist. Another good effort from distance there. Slowly but surely taking this game over in the second half, pretty much single-handedly. Scooped up there by Allison Vlasman. She'll settle her team down. Going to go with the boot this time as opposed to building from the back. Right onto the foot of a Lord and right back into the defensive end.
Maybe she should get back to throwing the ball.
It did work well through the majority of the first half.
Yeah, every time she kicks it, she gives it to the other team.
Great work there by the Lords defense to close off an incredibly talented and speedy player in Sherry Ewell. Foot race now for the ball, collected by Vlasman. So calm and composed in the net there. I feel like we talked about it with Fiore in game number 1, but it's such a benefit to have a goalkeeper like that you can trust wholeheartedly. Emily Coons trying to make a play. She's stuffed. Here's Mitchell now with, Selena Roberts played it ahead. Zavitz with it again. Looking for a through ball. That one was for Stephanie Mitchell, but she was unable to get control of that one.
Durham just unable to find that killer punch up front. They seem to do okay in the back midfield area trying to get the ball up front, but as soon as they get into that front area, nothing's happening.
Opportunity coming for the Falcons as there's a Durham player down on one knee. Looks like the ball is just going to be booted to the sideline for a whistle here. Yeah, looks like a hamstring. A tough one in this cold weather. She'll have to head to the sidelines, I would guess, and stretch that one out. We're through 73.5. It's 11-4 shot advantage for Fanshawe over Durham and a 2-0 lead on the scoreboard. Now, Fanshawe really did control the pace and possession of play in the first half, and it's turned into 2 goals here in the second.
Yeah, look, you can only defend so long. I mean, it's running without the ball is different than running with the ball, and if you don't have the ball, you're doing a lot of chasing, and it starts to wear on you. At this time of the game, you can start to see the tired legs. It's tough.
Instead of absolutely. You need that one step that you can't pick up when you've been chasing the ball as much as these Durham Lords have throughout the first 75 minutes of this game.
Yeah.
Ball's on the near sideline now. Deflects out. Appeared to be off of a Fanshawe player. Indeed, it was going to be a Falcons throw, a Lords throw. And she takes it quick, pushing it down the side there. Looking for Corey Lapointe. Steered out of bounds by the Falcon defender. Got a substitution coming for the Lords here. Checking out of this one, Melinda Roblero, and checking in, Lauren Coyle. Throw in from the near side, right around 10, 15-yard line. Substitution has been made. Just under 15 minutes remaining in regulation. Ball goes off of LaPointe's foot and out of bounds on that throw in there. Unfortunate that she wasn't able to control that because she was in a pretty dangerous position.
Yeah, it's almost throw caution to the wind time here for Durham. Gonna have to try and take some chances.
Without a doubt. Here come the Falcons, though. Playing their version of a stout defense. Just hold on to the ball as long as possible. It's worked flawlessly so far. There they go now, the far side. Zavitz with it. Nice little touch, but unable to poke it through to Ewell. Trying to make something happen. LaPointe trying to run onto the ball here. Fanshawe electing to go back to the keeper. Vlasman just blasting that one into the midfield. And right onto the boot of Lord, who was unable to control it and handed it right back to the Falcons.
And this is when Fanshawe looks the best. And if you're trying to take the sting out of the game, you keep possession. The more that Durham's on the ball right now, it's not good for Fanshawe, obviously. But man, if you can keep possession like Fanshawe does, you've got a big plus.
Absolutely. And here they are once again, the captain playing that one up the middle of the field, onto the foot of Zavitz. She floats it to the first goal scorer in this game, Corvari, who turns it over. And here come the Lords. Lauren Coyle playing it ahead, looking for LaPointe. Unable to find her, and Vlasman slides out to scoop that one up. And there they go, building from the back once again. Fanshawe fully aware of how much time's left in this game. And it appears at least that they're fully confident in their ability to bleed that time down.
Yeah.
Ball's in midfield here on the foot of a Lord. Bit of a push off. Got away with it, though. Zavitz slow to get up. She's been taking some bumps as this game has progressed. Played into the midfield there. Oh, Corvari with a chance here. Foot race. Foot race goes to Ball. Jaden Ball, despite 2 goals on the scoreboard against, has played pretty well in the Lord's net. Certainly could be more than 2-0 if it weren't for her.
Yeah.
Falcons just suck that one up. Maintain possession once again. Here they come. Rowe with it in the midfield. She gets shut down quite quickly. Looking for Carvari on the near side. She gets there and is able to keep it in play. Looking for Zavitz now. She tried a back heel. A little bit fancy. A lot of bit unsuccessful. Falcons maintain possession, however. Excellent touch pass to the wing here. Ewell's at the back post if the cross can get through. Unsuccessful. Deflecting out. Kept in play, though, by the Falcons. And then sent into the box and quickly cleared. Taken care of there by Aaron Scott.
Fanshawe will be in no rush to take this.
There's the throw. Selena Roberts. Cross into the middle. Looked for Stephanie Mitchell, unable to find her, or at least unable to control it. Ewell now with an attempt. Big shot attempt shut down there. Bailey Colangelo getting in front of that one. Shot from distance, deflected off the post. A little bit of backspin though. And corralled by Ball. Scary situation there for the Lords. Thought that one might be able to roll back across the line there.
Yeah, got lucky there. I feel like the air's been deflated out of the Durham team here. I don't know.
It's got to be a tough pill to swallow,
It
knowing
is.
You've been outpossessed for the majority of the game and being down 2-0 on the board.
With 10 minutes to go, you got nothing to lose here. Might
Absolutely.
As well throw caution to the wind. And
but here come the Falcons once again. Showing a lot of poise through the midfield and at the offensive end. Not to mention the defensive success they have had.
Yeah.
Really just an all-around talented team. Truly surprised after their performance today, the fact that they came into this game having won 7 straight and then not winning again since. doesn't look like that was the case the way they're playing.
No.
We've just broken the 80-minute marks, folks, so about 10 minutes left in regulation, plus however much stoppage time our referee deems necessary. The Falcons on the offensive once again. Ball into the middle, well cleared there by the Lords defender. And then steered out of bounds off of Emily Coons for a throw-in. Appears we've got another substitution coming in. This one for the Falcons.
It's their first substitution, isn't it?
A series of substitutions actually coming in. One for sure from each team, possibly two from the Falcons. So they try and get some fresh legs out there to close this one out. Monica Roca checking in for Fanshawe here. Looks like Katie Rowe leaving the game. And then our current game-winning goal scorer, if the score holds, Haley Corvari, also heading out of the game. She played excellent after she came on late in the first half. Appears we have a Fanshawe throw-in on the near side once action resumes. Stephanie Middlemiss taking the throw for Fanshawe. Free kick coming for the Falcons. 8 minutes left in regulation time. Still a 2-goal lead for Fanshawe. And now, the star of the game, in my opinion, Chelsea Zavitz, stepping up to a free kick from about 39 yards. Looks like she got a little bit under it. Scary play there by the defender, bumping that back with her noggin up over her goalkeeper. Fortunate it goes out was Bailey Colangelo, but we do have a corner kick coming for the Fanshawe Falcons with about 7.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Are we just looking at a case of too little too late now?
Yeah, like I said, I would expect a little bit more urgency to get the ball forward. It doesn't seem. It looks like the gas is just about on empty here for Durham. If I'm Humber watching this game, if I have to play Fanshawe in the next round, I'd be looking to mark up the 23.
The cross handled, kept off of the goal line barely by the defenders of the Durham Lords. Teamwork save there to keep that one out of the back of the net. That's the second time we've seen a ball tiptoe across that goal line this half.
Yeah, it's Durham need the ball on the other end, unfortunately, if they're going to make any attempt to come back here. Time running out.
Here's Emily Coons. She was effective in her time on the pitch in the first half. See what she can do here. Plays the ball into the middle. Now into midfield. Through ball sent the other direction by the Falcons defenders. Re-corralled by the Lords, but all this play in the midfield not going to lead to the 2 goals they need to put on the board in the next 6 minutes. Zavitz ahead now. Middle miss with it. Looking for Ewell. Room to work here. Defender falls, cuts to the middle. Ball in her feet. Oh, nice move. Potential here. Cross out of bounds.
She already had her beat. She came back and tried to beat her again.
A good effort nonetheless, but it's going to be a goal kick for the Lords. We mentioned in the pregame Sherry Ewell, 17 goals to lead the division and the Falcons. Haven't really had to say her name much. Chelsea Zavitz absolutely stealing the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Lords working down the right-hand side of the field. Ball gets played back to Vlasman. Risky pass from Fanshawe, but showing the skill and trust they have in their back line. They're able to clear the ball there. The Lords are pressing. Coons on the outside now at the edge of the box. Gets around one defender, lets one go. corralled by Vlasman, was heading wide
I
regardless.
know they like to play the ball around the back, but with 5 minutes left, I don't think it'd be instructing them to pass the ball around the back with a 2-0 lead.
Probably not, no. And as you say that, it's sent down the field by Vlasman into the middle of the pitch. Falcons playing slow at the back line once again. This time it results in a turnover. Ball into the middle. Oh, Lapointe just couldn't wrap that one up and get a foot to it. And then Coons beaten to the ball by Vlasman. Allison Vlasman quietly been excellent this game. Appears we have a injured player on the far side of the field. So the Falcons just conceding possession so that she can get some attention. Four minutes of regulation time remaining. 13-5 shot advantage, 2-goal advantage for the Fanshawe Falcons. Goalkeepers and defenders hugging as we speak. They appear to be pretty confident in themselves, understandably with the effort they've put in on the defensive side of the ball.
They played well. They played well in the back. They've kept possession. They've taken their chances when they needed to, and as a result, it's 2-0.
Substitution made for the injured Falcon. Didn't catch a jersey number of who left the game. It appears we're getting Stephanie Mitchell back in, however, on the defensive side of the ball. Here comes the Lord's throw. Some good sportsmanship there to just return possession to the Falcons after the injury. Zavitz with it now, trying to work her way to the outside. Plays it to that outside, and Falcons moving with speed now up the field. Just missed on the pass there. Nice play in the midfield there by the Lords to regain possession. 2.5 minutes of regulation remaining. Lords still with possession in midfield. They do turn the ball over. It's ping-ponged back and forth between the two teams. Now it's Corey Lapointe with it at her feet. She tries to float one through to Emily Coons. Just too light of a touch to be able to set her up for a break. Ball steered out of bounds for a Falcons throw.
This is a run the clock down substitution, or a fake one.
Works just the same either way.
Yeah.
Just under 2 minutes now left in regulation time. A little bit of confusion there from the Falcons, but they are able to regroup, get it back to the captain, Alexis Clemens, who's been the steadying force of this defense. Here comes Hodgins. Fanshawe with a nice through ball there. Offside is the ruling. Stephanie Mitchell appeared to have space, and Stephanie Middlemiss almost found her. Just a step too early was Mitchell. Ball stolen away from the Falcons, and they head back on the offensive. Room to work with here is quickly snuffed out. And then the ball's played into the midfield for the Lords. Selena Roberts with it there. Plays it through to Yule. Her first touch a little heavy, unable to corral it. And then Jaden Ball clears the ball from any danger. A nice header pass onto the feet of Emily Coons now from Corey Lapointe. She's working down the left side of the field, trying to find some space, heading to the middle. A nice little back heel to get her off her check, create some space, but unable to get the ball into the box to create any kind of threat. Here's Yule with it now. Managing the ball quite well, so fluid with it at her feet. Plays it forward here, off the defender and out. Going to be a throw-in for the Falcons. Middlemiss taking it. Substitution coming in for real this time. Leaving the game, Stephanie Mitchell entering for the first time, Montana Gemmel. And that concludes regulation time, folks. Just waiting to see how much stoppage time is being added to the clock. Going to be 2 additional minutes of play. It's going to take a miracle for the Lords to pull this one off. Here they are with the ball on the near sideline as it rolls out for a throw. And then miskicked out of bounds for a throw in on this side of the field for the Falcons. Allison Pike on the throw. Plays it ahead. Collected and then quickly turned back over by the Falcons. Here's Emily Coons with it. Trying to make something happen. Quickly double teamed by the Falcons, however. Handball called here on Allison Pike. Laura Walker there on the free kick. Takes it quickly. Ball sent to the far side of the field. And kept in with a great effort play there by the Lords. And then just as quickly it's sent out of bounds for a Durham throw. Throw in mishandled and taken by the Falcons. Lead pass missed as well. Steered to the near sideline. Emily Coons doing a great job to keep it in. Ball did end up out of bounds for a Fanshawe Falcons throw.
I think that's just about got to do it for this one. I don't know. Seconds remaining.
Referee was just checking her watch. I imagine you're probably correct. As the ball is lofted downfield towards the back line of Fanshawe. A little bit of miscommunication, but not too much as to result in a goal. Cleared to the sideline by the Falcons. Going to be a throw in for Durham here. There's LaPointe with it. She tries to send one on net from distance. Scooped up by the keeper. And there it is, folks. The triple whistles. Fanshawe Falcons punch their ticket to the semifinals of the OCAA 2017 Women's Soccer Provincials. They'll be taking on the Humber Hawks thanks to a 2-0 victory over the Durham Lords. We've now seen both of those teams play, Brian. What do you expect from a semifinal meeting between the two of them tomorrow?
I definitely think both teams, the 2 teams that won, I think were deserving to win. We definitely have the right teams in the semifinals. It'll be interesting. I mean, I think both teams like to keep possession. It'll be a good game to watch.
Now the Falcons, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, started their season 7-0, followed that up with a loss and 2 ties. So that's actually their first victory in just about a month now, and it was a strong one for them, the team at that.
Good time to get it. Just before you're playing in a semifinal, the confidence is a little, it's up, and you're playing against one of the best teams in OCAA. You want that confidence boost, so good luck to them. Good luck to both teams tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be a good brand of soccer being played tomorrow. Absolutely,
and despite not finishing how they wanted, it was not a bad performance by Durham by any means.
No,
they should.
It's the same as it's the same thing as St. Clair. Missed opportunities at the beginning. Could have squeaked one in. Had a good opportunity and missed it. And again, if you don't take those chances against some of the big teams in these competitions, it's going to come back to haunt you, and it did against Durham for sure.
Now for Durham and St. Clair, both of those teams kind of missed on a couple of opportunities. Probably the difference in that consolation side is which one's able to capitalize when they play tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be. It's unfortunate when you get to a consolation. All the excitement is looking at and people are watching the 2 teams in the semifinals, but the consolation, it's going to be. It'll be interesting. I mean, I think that both teams in the consolation will be balanced against each other. It'll be a tough one to call.
Chelsea Zavitz, a downright dominant performance on both sides of the ball for the Fanshawe Falcons. Yeah. Goal and an assist. Beautiful of both of those. Yeah. What did you think of her play today?
Oh, I'd be surprised if she's not player of the game for Fanshawe. Good footballing brain, good soccer brain.
Absolutely. That's the kind of thing that makes the difference between being just a talented player and an elite level player who we saw take over a game like she did in the second half.
Yeah, very confident on the ball, heads up player, looks around, doesn't give it away, looking to connect.
For Aaron to get over here, I just want to thank our sponsors again for player of the game, which is T. Litson. And
Coming up after this one at 3 p.m., we have Mohawk taking on Algonquin. Algonquin 12-0 on the regular season, 62 goals for, 2 goals against. They're pretty good.
Yeah, you're coming up against a team like that. It could be another bunker down, and if Mohawk do get a couple of chances, they're gonna have to put them away, because against a team like Algonquin, they may come far and few between.
And congratulations to Erin Dykare, number 17 from the Durham Lords, picking up the Player of the Game award for her team, putting in a solid effort. Just waiting to see who picks up the award for the FANSHAWE Falcons.
It is the keeper, number 1, Allison Blasman.
Allison Vlasman, the 5th-year goalkeeper, rock solid in the net for her team today, picks up Player of the Game. You and I both thought it was going to Chelsea Zavitz, but you got to show the goalkeeper some love, right?
Yeah. Sure. She didn't do too much wrong today, other than kicking it out of bounds once, but that'll happen.
Absolutely, but a strong effort, made the save she needed to, kept her team in the game. Excellent effort from both teams. 2 great games so far for us. Excited to see what this afternoon has in store, starting with that Algonquin Mohawk game. Really looking forward to what Algonquin can do. I suspect that we're looking at a potential Humber Algonquin final.
Kind of, looks that way from what I've seen so far, but you never know. FANSHAWE look good. We'll see what they do against Humber. It's going to be exciting. And when you get down to the Final Four, those teams that are there certainly deserve to be there at that point, and anything can happen.
Absolutely. 8 incredibly talented teams in this tournament. It's unfortunate that people have to lose these games, because every team that's here absolutely deserves to be. 4 of these teams winning in crossover games to just earn a spot in this tournament.
I'm not sure if traditionally that there's blowouts at these competitions, because usually teams that are here are deservedly are supposed to be here, and 2-0, 1-0 games. I mean, they're pretty tight. So I mean, one little mistake will cost you. It could be the difference between playing in a semifinal or a consolation, or a final and a
bronze medal game.
A bronze medal game. So it's every team's in this competition you can't take lightly.
Absolutely, and we mentioned Algonquin's crazy stat line with the record and the goals for and the goals against. They're 2-time defending OCAA provincial level champions. As a school, they've never done it 3 years in a row, but they have won it 4 of the last 5. So you have to think they're probably the heavy favorites in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know, especially with the college level play, there's a lot more turnover of player than there is at OUA courses that are taking 2-year programs, 3-year programs. Very rare you see somebody in their 5th year at college, and teams are different from year to year, but when you're getting to the bigger schools, you're going to be consistently good. You're drawing from a bigger population, and I'm sure outside of the college field of play, they're also playing soccer at a high level, at the club level or academy level as well. So it's credit. You can see it in the play.
Absolutely. We've seen some incredibly talented ladies take the field so far today, and we're only through 2 of our 4 quarterfinal games. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited for what the afternoon has in store. Not only